everyone, and welcome to Boxbox F1 Fantasy. It's been 4 weeks since my last video. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get straight into what's happening in testing in Bahrain this week. This is a rundown of what happened yesterday in testing. Most of you probably already know more or less what happened with the timings and so on. What I want to dive into is some statistics, some data crunched, clear takeaways about who's where, what's the picking order, what kind of race simulation pace we're looking at, who set the fastest laps, etc. So let me share my fancy little Excel spreadsheet again, and we can get started. So in a second now, I should be able to. There we go. So up here, we've got all our lovely drivers here that participated in running yesterday. So if we have a look here, there's like a bunch of ugly data here. We've got lots of little parameters that's pulled from Fast F1. And I ran some custom scripts that I've been developing for the last few weeks and so on. And what I want to focus on specifically is the race simulation pace. So if we filter here by, let's see here. So first off, let's start with the best 3 laps set. So this here, I took the best 3 laps and averaged them out. And if we sort them here, we see a very interesting picture here. So these are the best fastest laps per driver per compound. So like you can see here, Norris, for example, appears twice. So we've got a 1:34.6 and a 1:35. So let's see on what compound that was. So that was on the prototype and on the hard tire. It's quite interesting there. So let's get back here to what I wanted to show you. So starting with the best lap, we've got here Russell with the fastest time of 1:33.5. Okay, there's like some rounding here as well, so it might have been this is converting from. Let's actually go here. See where's this best lap? Here we go. Yeah, so if we sort here, you can see it's like very, very close between Russell and Piastri. So they were quite close with each other. And I just want to check something very quickly. Let's have a look. Just want to make sure that this is 100% accurate. There's still some bugs in the what you may call it in the script. So I'm still squashing the bugs as we go along. I'm just looking at the official. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that is correct. This looks so close to each other. I was doubting if this was incorrect, but yeah. So Russell with a 1:33.459 and Piastri with a 1:33.469. So 100th of a second. There we go. Separating the two. Now, if we average their best 3 laps together here, there's like a tiny bit of a bigger gap here. So we've got a 0.1, like a 1/10 of a second and some change difference between Russell and Piastri's best 3 laps averaged. And it was Piastri on the median. Now I'm gonna see if I got this here. So just bear with me. So this was during a stint of 12 laps. I believe these best 3 laps occurred. So it seems like he was doing some race simulations. I've not got the tire degradation here. I've got it here somewhere, I've got like a bunch of hidden columns here. But the McLaren seems to really like the medium. So I think they're gonna be going a lot for mediums in races and so on. As much as possible. It seems like on the hard tire, the degradation is very, very high. And that's what we're seeing in day 2 of testing today as well. So I'm recording this on the 19th, analyzing the results from yesterday, the 18th. So yeah, but getting back here to, now this is an interesting statistic I've got. Theoretical best lap. So this is like a Frankenstein lap, taking the best sector time for each driver, regardless of which lap they set it in. So let's say on lap 2, you've got your best sector 2 time, lap 15, you've got your best sector 1 time, lap 20, you've got your best sector 3 time. So I take those, put them all together to give you an idea of the best lap they could theoretically put together. So just to give you a better idea of the max speed, max performance we can see. So once again, Russell Piastri at the top, but Leclerc is not far behind. And if you look at he wasn't really going fast yesterday, it seems like, judging here. Wait, hold on, let me just sort that again. So we've got Leclerc here with a respectable 135.2 for his best 3-lap average. If we look at his best lap, let's see, Leclerc, 133.7. I think Ferrari are just quietly securing their position as the number 2 constructor. I might even dare say they might be the team to watch out for in fantasy. I think Mercedes have some performance at hand that is still like keeping to themselves, but Ferrari is very, very underdoggy. They look like the underdogs, but I mean, just look at the Flippy Magoo wing they've brought to testing today. I mean, that's pure genius. Anyway, so proceeding on here. Now, I want to specifically look at the long run averages here. So not all of the teams were able to run long runs, but those that did, here we've got interesting. So on the long run, I forgot how I defined this. I think it was more than 5 laps, was like a long run. And then I've got race simulation, which is like 7 or 8 laps or more. So looking here at a 136.6, 136.9. So the racing, not the racing wheels, excuse me, Red Bull seemed to be quite good with their race pace. And I had a look at derived tire degradation slope that I worked out. I don't have it on this sheet here, but it seems like Red Bull is taking care of its tires well. There was a bit more degradation today with Max Verstappen. This morning it seemed like the deg falls off quite sharply, but overall, on the long runs, they seem to be quite comfortable, especially on the softs. I think this one was on the medium, not the soft. Now, if we have a look here, let's just go back to our long runs here. So let's see, we've got, of course, Russell. Yeah, no surprise to see the 2 Mercedes drivers here. But again, the Ferraris, Hamilton, nice 138.1. I'll still analyze the results from today. Seems like Ferrari might be doing some long runs this afternoon, the afternoon of the 19th. But yeah, now someone who has been climbing up or becoming a bigger target on my radar is Audi, or the Audi, however you want to say it. Just look at Bortoletto here. He's not far off from the Alpine and not far off from the Ferrari as well on the long runs. If we look here at the standard deviation from their own, so they've got on average about a 0.3 deviation from the average lap time, which is quite consistent, to be honest. So like they're able to put the car together lap after lap, very close to their own performance. I would be looking already starting to become a bigger target on my radar to possibly include in F1 fantasy. So definitely going to be interested in that. What I'm not seeing up here is Haas. I'm not seeing them here. It seems like they didn't do any long runs yesterday. I'm going to look through the data for today and see what we can claim. I really hope they're doing some long runs today so we can get a better idea of their race pace. But last week's data was very, very encouraging. For me, they are absolutely clear ahead of the midfield in the 5th place. So they're not going to be touching the top 4, Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, and McLaren. but they are clearly the fifth best constructor in my opinion. The rest are like 10th or 2/10 behind them, in my opinion. So it'll be interesting to see the data we get from them today, hopefully. And then lastly, I wanted to look at something else here. Where was this? So long run. Okay, so best long run, average seconds. Okay, here we go. This is what I want to look at. So your best race sim long run average seconds per lap. This is where we're starting to see the pecking order a little bit more. Okay, there are obviously some caveats with this data here. Not everybody did full race sim. So, for example, we've got like a 2 laps from Norris here, but they didn't seem like he was going for race simulations yesterday. But I think it's still worthy of note who's in the top 5 here. So have a look here. So we've got Russell 136.6, Hadjar again 136.8. And then Russell again on 137.5 to see. So one was on the medium and the other one was on the hard tire. And on that stint, it seemed like there were 11 laps in that stint. So it had 54 laps on the medium total, not on the same set of mediums, but in total he did 54 laps on the medium and then 11 on the hard, it seems like. So in that, he set that long run. So looking here, then we've got Antonelli. I think Antonelli is going to give Russell a run for his money this year. He's definitely one to watch out for. Antonelli is going for it. He's like going into that first, I think it's turn 4, like at the end of the straight. It's turn 1, I'm not sure. But he's like using every inch of that track. He is going for it. He's confident. He's cocky. He's going to get a crash or two, I'm sure. But he is going to give Russell a run for his money this year, I'm sure. And once again, we've got Bortoleto. Audi is up here. And I'm sure once we get a bit more data on day 2 and day 3 of the second week of testing, we're going to have a lot of stuff to dive into and dissect. But yeah, so in my opinion, day 1 was a bit of a mixed bag of results, but Mercedes still the clear favorites. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Norris set the fastest lap today. I think it just went below a 133, so it's like a 132.9 or something. So we're seeing the times come down. The track is evolving even more, of course, getting rubbered in. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do another video at the end of the week, diving into the results from day 2 and day 3. I just wanted to make this quick update and share my findings with my fellow data nerds. So thank you for watching. Leave any comments below if you're watching this on Twitter, on YouTube, or wherever else. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you would like to see more of this. And until next time, this was Quentin from Box F1 Fantasy.